What's the Chinchow? It's LanturnJoe here, and I want to do a little tutorial video for you guys. So that's my washing machine. Anyway, so I want to do a bit of a tutorial for you guys, because I've been asked, how do I edit my videos? How do I get my settings that I use for my videos? When it comes to Audacity, when it comes to Camtasia and stuff like that, how do I do all those things? I can't show you how to download Camtasia and stuff like that, but I could show you how to download Audacity. There will be a link down in the description below to Audacity. It is a free sound editing software that a lot of YouTubers use. It is amazing. If you're just starting out on YouTube, take it from someone who's been doing YouTube for 8 years now. Audacity is what you need to be using. It's what everyone uses. And as you grow up, you might want to learn Adobe Elements afterwards, because that's the premier the audio editing stuff. That's what the professionals use. But like us YouTubers who are small time, like me, LanturnJoe, small time YouTuber, I've been doing it really. I'm still not being professional, can't really afford to get like an Adobe license to get things. I can afford to get Photoshop, the library, the basic Adobe license I have, but I can't afford to go for the big Adobe licenses to actually like buy Premiere, to use Premiere and use Adobe Elements and stuff like that, or Dreamweaver to make the websites. Can't do that. Can't afford that. But I can use Audacity, and that's why I do use Audacity for free. So I'm going to be showing you how to do that. So I just recorded an episode on Source, the episode, it'll be episode 36, I think it is. And it's just been recorded right now, and it's just been recorded right now. So yeah, I'm going to bring up Audacity, and I've got my sound clip here for what I've just recorded. So this is a 30-minute video. What you want to do first when you're starting out a video is to try and leave at least 5 to 10 seconds of blank audio. Start the recording and you say nothing, just get yourself ready to record, get yourself in the zone or whatever you usually do to get yourself ready to record, but just set the recording to set Audacity to do something. What I do is basically I'm setting up OBS as I've hit the record button on Audacity, and then I'm also a couple of seconds later hitting record on OBS. I actually to record my gameplay, and then I'm also making sure that I've clicked on the emulator, because like with Visual Boy Grants basically, or at least my version of Visual Boy Grants that I use, it doesn't make sounds unless it's the active window. So I have to make sure it's the active window, so that way we actually get gameplay music and Pokemon sounds and all that other stuff, because otherwise I have to replace it with like Glitch City music or the YouTube audio library, which I don't want to do. I want to give you guys actual Pokemon audio. So that's what I do. Anyway, so after we record, and then you go ahead and you record your video, you make your intro and stuff like that, you finish recording your video, and then you come back here to Audacity. Now I have my blank seconds of audio. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that my blank seconds of audio are blank. So you can hear any noise that would be played. If I turn on my If I turn on my desktop audio, I can probably give you guys audio to see if there's any audio there. So let me do exactly that. Okay, so let's hear. Might be there. Make sure that there's anything there in the background during this time. So I'd like to have about 13 seconds there. Going into it. Not a lot of time. I will have a number noise reduction is at 12, sensitivity at 6, frequency smoothing bands at 3. To reduce and not reside, because that will just make a new document of just the blank audio, which I don't want. New movie, document of the just the blank audio. How to go to get noise profile, so click here. It should take me a few seconds to do that. And now, zoom out. Again, we should have. So now we know. So now Audacity knows there is noise. There might be noise. So we want to get rid of the noise. So now we go back into noise. Okay. Takes a few seconds, and now we have literally nothing. We play that second, 30 seconds. Once again, you will hear absolutely nothing. You might see the sound wave go up here, but there's literally no frequency. There's nothing on the sound on the bar here. There's literally nothing until we actually start the episode, which is here. What's the Chinchow? LanturnJoe here. Welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Source Trial Run. So there you go, that's me. So we now can get rid of all this blank audio. We don't need it. Then we're going to press Control and A to grab the entire track, because we want to get the entire track, and we want to go to normalize here. So again, I'm going to zoom in using magnifier. So I want to go to effects, and I want to go to normalize, which is just underneath noise removal. So now we want to normalize that data, to make it sound like actual voice. It's actual noise patterns and stuff like that. So we want to go to remove DC offset, normalize peak audio. You can set this to anything you want. I've set it to 1 decibel, so hopefully that should work. You can also normalize stereo channels independently, but I'm going to leave that alone. I do make sure it's both by doing that. So we're going to do that. Let it do its job. It should only take a few seconds to do this. And when it's done, it'll sound like actual noise. So, but this is that's just the first pass of normalization. We're not done with using normalizer. So, what's the Chinchow? LanturnJoe here. Welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Source Trial Run. In the last episode, so that's what it sounds like now. But we now want to compress. We see it's a bit low, so I'm going to go and use compressor to make it a bit more louder. So this is the compressor. So do I have compressors preset? I do. So this is my compressor's preset. So threshold at 20, noise floors at 40, ratios at 3:1. Which is weird because I've actually just been learning about ratio in maths. We got an attack time of 10 seconds and release time of 1 second. And we want to go to OK on that and let it do its job. This should make us a bit more louder. So that's pretty good. It takes a few seconds to do this. It takes quite a bit of time to make sure that everything's okay, but like once it's done, it's done. It doesn't take too long once you've actually set it up, but like once it's set up, it needs to take time. So hopefully this won't take too long to do, because the compressing is I think compressor is probably the compressor, and then like equalization are probably the 2 longest parts of what I do for my recording videos, I will admit. And there we go, that's compressed. That's compressed now, so we can see it's a bit louder. And What's the Chinchow? LanturnJoe here. Welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Swords Trial Run. In the last episode, so there we go. We can hear my intro, and it sounds a bit louder now. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to continue to do a second pass of our normalization to make it a bit more sounding like actual voice. So we're going to use a second pass through of the normalization. Shouldn't take too long to do, but needs to be done. Then we get into the actual parts of this that actually are a lot more fun, I will admit. So there we go. Now it sounds like actual voice. It's a bit louder and it sounds like actual voice. What's the Chinchow? LanturnJoe here. Welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Swords Trial Run. In the last episode, so the next thing I want to do is equalization. Now, equalization is a feature that's been sort of taken out of Audacity over the past couple of updates, but it's still sort of there. It's been separated into effect curve, filter curve EQ, and graphical EQ. The one I'm going to be using is filter curve EQ. So in order to do that, I actually need to select my entire track again. I forgot to select my entire track. Right, now I want to go to filter curve EQ. Can I zoom out? There you go. So as we can see with this, as we can see with this bit over here is your bass, and this bit over here is this bit down here is your treble. So you want to have different peaks to make it work. So mine is this is my setup. So we got right here we're at the top for 6. So we're at 6 decibels here, and then we go down to a flat of 0, up, and stays like that for a bit, and then goes up here, back to 6, and back down to 0, no, down here, and then there. So basically, if I go to default, I can show you this. So at the start here, I want to go to this. Okay, there we go. So at the start here, I'm going to do 6, and I'm going to bring it down to 0. Make sure it's on 0 for a bit, and then we want to go up a bit here. Exactly remember where I put it, but like it's back up to 6 here, and then up here at 6, something like that. I think it's some. Not here. Let's go down to 0. I think it's something like that. Anyway, so it peaks out and then goes back up. So something like that. I think that's what I set my default as. Oh, there we go. That's my default there. So round about here, we go up to 6, and then we go down, back down to 0, back up to 6 decibels round about here. So there we go. That's my setup for effects curve EQ. It's a pretty easy setup once you get it there. It's like you've got to mess about with it to sort it out. There's a few YouTube tutorials that can show you how to do it better than I can. I'm pretty sure of it. And then we're going to leave that to do its job. Hopefully it won't take too long to filter curve. And then we'll be able to move on to the third pass normalization. filter curve done. What's the Chinchow? LanturnJoe here. Welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Source Trial Run. In the last episode, that's what it sounds like now that we've done our filter curve. I don't know if you can notice any differences, but I do. The next thing I want to do is a third pass normalizer. Again, exact same settings we would normally use for it. So we'll do a third pass through that. Shouldn't take too long, hopefully. And there we go. What's the Chinchow? LanturnJoe here. Welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Source Trial Run. In the last episode, we took down... So there we go. That is what we needed to do there. And the final thing I like to do with mine is a little thing called limiter. So this is limiter. Basically, what you want to do with this is you want to just peak off like any kind of peaks that are coming up, like these bits here. I want to turn it down just a smidge to make it sound a little more like actual voice. So I got a preset here, which is called YouTube Lim, and on this lim, the input gain is at 0 for mono right, the input gain for mono left. For mono right is 0, mono left is 0. I want to limit to 4 decibels and hold for 10 seconds, milliseconds. No applying input gain. And once this is done, this is the last thing I do with my videos. This is literally all I do when it comes to audio editing. There we go. And we can play it again if you want to. What's the Chinchow? LanturnJoe here. Welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Source Trial Run. In the last episode. So I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go through to export this, because we want to turn this into a thing that we can actually use in Camtasia, in our video editing software, which I use Camtasia for. So what we want to do first is we want to save this. So I'm going to go to save project, and as we can see, this is my Audacity folder. It has practically everything that I've ever recorded. It's huge, I will admit, and this is episode 36, so instead of just typing out the whole 36, as I click on the last episode, whose audio file, and then, go back to where it goes to 35, take out the last bit of the extension, and there we go. Now it's 36, and should save, and it will be saved. There we go. Then we want to go to export, and we want to go to export as WMA. You can also do MP3 if you want to, but I use WMA and I have WMA, so I'm going to be using Windows audio format, which is WMA. And then we save. That's all fine. And then that is it. Once we've got this, that is our video. That is the audio for our video that we've just recorded. There we go. Now we can close this. And it'll compact the project. And eventually it will close, hopefully. There we go. And we are done with Audacity. Next thing I want to show you is my Camtasia setup. So we want to go into Camtasia, or whatever video editing software you use. I use Camtasia because it's just what I use. I like it for audio audio editing. It does have a screen recording software as well, but I'm not a big fan of its actual screen recording software. I'm more of a big fan of its audio recordings, of its editing process. So that's what I use for it. So we're going to start a new project, and we want to bring in the audio clip we just made. So we want to find it. It's on the folder called Audacity, and there it is right there. Pokemon Source Part 36. Then I need to bring in my video for this episode. So that's in, for me, that's in new recordings. So new record, which is on my G drive right here on the top of my PC. And eventually it should refresh. Come on, don't take your time with this. I'm trying to do a tutorial. So if you wouldn't mind like not taking your time, sometimes it's quite slow because there's a lot of files in here, and raw recordings are very big. So it's gonna take its time, and I prefer if it didn't take its time. I really would prefer if it didn't take its time to refresh. Because otherwise, I would need to find that video. I'm not sure where it is. Because I am not one of those people who does the thing where they should do. I mean, maybe I can find it by just typing in the date. So 16. No, do it in their format. So year first. So 2022. Hyphen 01 16, and this it would be the bottom. No, it would be the top one. So, and there we go. So it's refreshing now. So that's the file we're recording right now. That's this. So we're not going to edit that as we're recording, because that would be dumb. But we're going to do this one, so there's the one next to it. There we go, it's refreshed, it's brought it in. Now I want to bring in my intro. So recently I just made a brand new intro for myself. So it's in here, it's in the Camtasia Studio folder that I have my documents, which is LanturnJoe 2022. There you go, there's the new intro. And we want to bring in my end card, documents folder, which is on my hard drive because I back up. From time to time I back up. I'm not very good at it, and I probably should do it more often, but from time to time I do back up. And there we go, end card 1. And we want to bring in a layout. So I have you here in Pokemon Source, plain Pokemon Source, and the Pokemon Source layout. And the last one I had didn't have any. We don't have, in this episode, we don't have any layout changes. Spoilers, if you don't watch the episode. So there we go. The last one we didn't have any layout changes. And we want to bring in, so we just now drag and drop. So there's my intro. Now we want to drag and drop the video in. There goes to edit audio. So we want to right click, and then we can turn down the game audio just a smidge, because I don't really like it to be, it's always at it's set at 100% by default, but I want to set it at about 32 would do nicely, I think, because I want you to hear the game audio, but I don't want to not be heard myself, so just got to turn down the game audio just a smidge to allow for this. Now we got to figure out where I come in. So I do like a fist bump coming in, and that shows that that's where my audio is going to be. Since I record my audio and my visual separate, except for in videos like this when I'm doing tutorials, that's when I record them all as one. But in this video, I'm doing it separately, so that means that I know when I'm doing my normal gameplay videos, I do it separately. So that way I have to make sure that I know when the audio is coming in. So I do a fist bump like that to show that, so when I see that, I know that I need to bring the audio track in. So I'm just going to play this for a few seconds to figure out where I need to bring the audio track in. And this is also why I'm getting blank audio in reality. So as we can see, I'm lifting my fist up here. And we can see that I brought my fist. I did a fist bump. So round about here is where I need to bring my audio in. What's the Chinchow? LanturnJoe here. Welcome back to another episode of the Maybe it's too late there. So hang on. There is a little bit of blank audio, so about here maybe. We'll drag it in there. What's the Chinchow? LanturnJoe here. Welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Source Trial Run. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds like I'm actually making sounds. I don't know if it looks like that, but that makes it sound like I'm actually talking to you guys. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of this bit, because up until I bring my audio in, it doesn't really, you don't need to see this bit here, do you? Because nothing's happening. Literally nothing's happening at this point. So I'm gonna bring in my audio. So I'm going to drag back to where I might bring in my audio, so about there. And then I want to bring in my layout. And if I can bring in my layout at the exact same point that I bring in the video, that would be good. And we want to select these three tracks and drag them to where my intro is. If I don't do that, you're just going to see a blank screen for a couple of seconds until my audio comes in. That's just not good. Then I want to do a transition, so these are all the transitions I can do. Let's go for a transition role. I usually use like random, dissolve, glow, fade, use, dissolve. Those are the ones I usually use when it comes to transitions. But you can use any of the others. You can bring it in like that if you wanted to, but like I don't like it. It's not what I do. So I'm going to use dissolve. What's the Chinchow? LanturnJoe? Layout and the video audio. And by default they're set about 15 seconds, but you can shorten them or lengthen them to slow them down if you need to. Then I'm going to zoom out of my layout, so I need to drag the layout all the way to the end of the video. Now things that happen in between the video, and I had to have layout changes. Say this was a Nuzlocke video and we'd have deaths, then I'd have to, figure out where those deaths were in the video. Usually I'd try and make timestamps if I could, and figure out where all those deaths happened, and put the death sound in, and stuff like that. I'll have to show you an actual tutorial of doing a Nuzlocke video that might have deaths in it, stuff like that. So you can hear my mission fail, the mission field death tone that I use, and stuff like that. Show that, how the layout changes when that happens. And then finally, we need to find a moment for a thumbnail. Not a lot happens in this video, I will admit, just like random grid battles because Team Sierra has a lot of runs. So, yeah. So, we're here back in Jaru Town, and we need to go back here to the ancient history. So, I think round about maybe when Ivo talks to me, about there, would make a good, yeah, that probably make a good thumbnail. So I'm going to go to File, I'm going to go to Produce Special, and go to Export Frame As, and save that. Probably in Documents. There we go. And finally, the last thing I need to do before we end off this video, because there isn't really too much to say really. I just need to bring in the audio, and then the layout and video. So they finish roughly around about the same time with a little more seconds, and then we want to bring in a closing transition, which I'm going to use let's actually, you know what, let's use a radical blur as the closing transition for this one. So that looks like this. Come on. Good night! Yeah, that looks actually pretty cool. Let's do that. And then finally, I need to bring in my end card. So roughly around about where I finish off the video, I like to bring in my end card. Good night! Thank you very much for watching. If you didn't, there we go. So there's my end card. There's the end card of the video. And just basically telling people, you know, to leave likes and comments and subscribe. It's something I've recorded. It's something I've recorded before, and it's just a little 30-second video. It's just a little 30-second like infomercial at the end to say like, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like, and comment, and subscribe if you want to, and of course also to, you know, to check out some other videos that I do on my channel, and also to check out, check out the actual full channel, or anyone I'm plugging. Say if I was like we're doing a versus with Chips, or I wanted to plug Chips's channel or someone else's channel that I'm doing a versus with, there'll be more verses coming up in the future, especially in 2022. Not just with Chips, with some other people that I'm doing versuses with, and so definitely more collabs are happening with this channel. So those are things, and they'll be plugged in the end card as well. So we have a video. So the end card editor on YouTube, you have a video here. I have a video here on the left side of me, and a link to my channel will be here, and then a link to another video will be here, or playlist will be here. And then a link to if this was a versus video, I'd have a link to Chips. So me person versus saying Chips. We have Chips' video here. We have a video from my channel, a video from Chips' chat, a playlist from my channel, a playlist from Chips' channel, and a link to my channel, link to Chips' channel. That's usually how I do my end cards. And that is that. I'm going to save this as Pokemon Source. So this is Camtasia Pokemon. No, it's the wrong Camtasia Studio. No wonder it doesn't have my actual what I want to call it. So let's try that again. Now we have the actual Camtasia Studio that I'm using to save it in. And we want to call this part 36. Save that as a project, and that is that for this video. I'm going to render this out. It takes a bit of time to render. I like Camtasia because compared to most other video editing software like Adobe Premiere and stuff like that, it doesn't take actually that long to render. These take about an hour to render on my PC. With Adobe, when I've tried to use things like when I've used free trials of Adobe Premiere, they can take like a day. So yeah, I don't like Adobe because it tries to it takes forever to render. So that's why I use Camtasia. Anyway, I'm going to produce this. So I want to produce this as that MP4 only up to 1080p. YouTube puts it back at 720 because YouTube is YouTube and doesn't, unless you actually have a capable PC, it scales back. and then we've got Pokemon Source 36 where it's saved to, and then I don't need to organize it into a little subfolder, and then I would normally click finish, but I'm going to end off this tutorial video now, so that way it will all render, because as soon as I click finish, it's going to start rendering, and that could take a while, and it could probably lag this recording, so I'm going to render this video off. I'm going to render this video off screen. I'm going to end this tutorial and render this off screen, so you don't have to worry about that. It'll just render. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more. Let me know if you'd like to see me do more tutorials on how I record my videos in the comment section down below. I could do a full version of this with not just my editing process, but like me setting up OBS and my Camtasia and stuff like that. That could be recorded on like an actual video camera to do that. If you would like that, I can do that. That is definitely something I can do. But anyway, until next time, I'm LanturnJoe. Mean to the Pokemon get Blizzard. Everybody get Pokemon. Good night. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, then please consider leaving a like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter @LanturnJoe, where you'll get news, thoughts, and opinions from me and the rest of the Lantern Nation. You can also check out these two videos in the top right and top left hand corner. And don't forget to check out Power Zone Metal. It's a weekly radio show where you can listen to heavy metal music and so much more. You can find out more information about that at powerzonemetal.uk. But until next time, I am LanturnJoe, and I will see you next time.